Welcome to Unshakable with Human Design, the show dedicated to helping entrepreneurs use human design to shift from hustle to flow without sacrificing results. Come here to become an unshakable human and build an unshakable business according to your human design. I'm your host, Nicole. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Unshakable with Human Design. I'm your host, Nicole. And again, we're going to be blending tactical with mystical today, because if you're an entrepreneur out there who's building a business and you're seeing the value in human design, you're seeing value in all of this, but you're wondering how to apply it and how to make it work for you. And this is specifically for the people who deal in, you're a mindset coach, you're a healer, you are somebody who deals in the more esoteric, intangible results, the squishier realm, as I call it, where just like me, you're dealing in something where they might get a result of the work that you do, but it isn't as direct. It isn't the, I made $1 million in 3 days after joining this program. Some people have those testimonials, and it's very difficult to compete in that market when you are selling something alongside these people who sell pure tactics, and they sell them for thousands and thousands of dollars. So people are investing their money in Instagram strategies and these other things that they think they need. And some people do. Some people, that's exactly what they need. It's like, I just need to know how to do it. I'm all set. I've got everything all together. I just need to know, how do I navigate this particular platform, because this is what I choose. And they take off like crazy. Those are the testimonials we read. Those are the people that had it all together. And you know what? I bet I could tell you a lot about their human design without even knowing them. There's going to be specific things about them. They're going to have a lot of left-facing arrows. They're going to be big action takers. These people are going to have lots of things working for them for the world as it's built today. But what about the rest of us? What about the people who deal in the, I make people feel better? You're going to feel better than you felt in your entire life. You're going to feel like a new person. It's going to improve your relationship. It's going to help you show up better and no longer people please in your client relationships. It's going to help you charge more. It's going to help you have greater confidence and be able to stand out online. These results, while they contribute to the overall result of the making the thousands and thousands and millions of dollars, it's what every successful person eventually gets to. If you listen to any person who is an 8-figure earner, they will tell you that 90% of what they do is work on their mindset. They'll tell you that. It's a very difficult thing for people to believe at the lower level, that that is what they need. And nobody needs it more than the person who is starting out. They need the foundation of the tactics. But what happens is when things don't work and they're out there using the tactics and they're not going well, I'm doing all of this work, but I'm not getting the clients. I'm not getting the attention. I'm not getting the engagement. So what do? They think that they need to go and buy another tactic, right? And the name of the game is, how do I get people to buy from me, and how do I get people to buy from me faster? It's a hard thing to do. So somebody who has results and has a testimonial that says, Jim made $60,000 in 24 hours after using what's in my program, they're going to be able to get a sale from somebody pretty quickly because it's a compelling testimonial. Now, whether that testimonial is any indicator of whether that person who's buying it will be as successful as Jim, that is a completely different story. But the story is there for someone to read and say, that could be me, I'm going to buy this, right? But when you deal in the, I feel like a different person, it's changed every relationship in my life, I feel so confident. I feel like I can do anything now. I've raised my rates and it wasn't hard. All of these things. Until we get to how much did you make? What was the tangible result from this? It can all sound a little fluffy, and that can take longer for someone to say, that's what I need. Typically what it takes is they need to go and waste a bunch of money on tactics that don't work. They need to pour a bunch of money into the not self that's saying you need to learn how to do these things. They need to waste a lot of money, basically, learning that lesson, and then come over and realize, no, I actually realize I need to learn to be the better version of myself. I need to learn to be in alignment. I need to do the things that are correct for me. So it can take a while. How do we speed that up? as mindset coaches, as service providers in those squishier realms with the intangible results? Well, they say that it takes 7 to 13 touches or interactions with a brand before somebody buys. Now they actually say that number is more like over 16. So I've got to have somebody interact with my brand 16 times before they buy anything from me, let alone a high ticket program. Because a lot of what we do is high touch, where we're working with people either one-on-one or in small groups. And it's difficult. We have to charge enough so that we can eat, right? So how do you get somebody to say yes? Now, the secret to getting somebody to buy faster without one of those crazy monetary, very in-your-face, mind-blowing monetary results, and even when you have those, sometimes people question it. I don't know if that will work for me. But they believe that they're going to give me the 5 steps to making LinkedIn make me $1 million. They'll believe that, but they won't believe that if I help you become this better version of yourself, or tailor your messaging to who you are and start attracting who you are meant to work with, that one can be a tougher sell because it's new, it's different. It doesn't jive with what you've been told your entire life and what you've seen other people do. The secret, though, is to help them get to know you and what you do faster. To have a consistent dialogue with your ideal client. To have a way that they can find you. And once they do, that you are in this continual conversation, letting them know, this is what I do, this is who I help, allowing them to self-select and say, yeah, this is what I need. It takes longer. We have to work a little bit harder. We have to do a little bit more. I don't want to use the word persuading because it's not me telling you this is what you need and trying to manipulate the way that you think. It's just, do you have enough time and enough opportunity to present the case saying, this is how I help people. This is the problem that I solve. And can you do that enough that the message penetrates and gets through where they get to say, you know what, I do have those problems. She's describing me. I need this work. I need this help. So how do you do that? Well, you do it through a podcast. A podcast is the best because it builds a deep, deep connection with your audience. Nothing builds a deeper connection with your audience than a podcast, than with you in somebody's ears. There's actually a statistic out there. They say that 60% of podcast listeners say that they take action after listening to a podcast, like going to somebody's website or making a purchase. 60%. That's a pretty compelling number. And you know what the beauty of a podcast is? It's evergreen. This is how I get people to buy, to sign up for readings, to sign up for my lab, to sign up for my programs. They'll tell me, I've been binging your podcast for like 3 weeks. I'm like obsessing over you. I listened to like 50 episodes in 2 weeks. So I get to that 16 plus touches, interactions with me and my content very, very quickly with some of these people because they're listening over and over again and they're like, oh my God, give me more, give me more, give me more. And then when they burn out on the free content and they're like, you know what, I think I want to go deeper, then they jump into a paid program. So I'm teaching a workshop on exactly how I do this, on how I not only built a podcast that is bingeable, that deepens my relationship with my podcast listeners, that utilizes my human design, but also monetizes. I have made over 6 figures with this podcast. How do you do that? I'm going to show you in a 3-day workshop that I'm hosting starting September 18th. So please open up Instagram right now. DM me the words podcast workshop and only those words in one message. Don't put a heart or anything around it because it will screw up the autoresponder because an autoresponder is going to send you a link to register for this workshop. The autoresponder will only send it if it says podcast masterclass and nothing else. You can write me an additional message to say how excited you are. Please have a conversation with me, but just make sure you send one little message there. And we'll also link it up here in the show notes for you if you want to jump over there and you want to go directly to the link that way. That is totally fine. But please come to this. If you are a mindset coach, like I said, if you deal in the squishier realms, you do Reiki, you are a breathwork coach, all of these things that are more about expanding the people that you work with than you should have a podcast, or you should at least seriously consider it. And you should let me show you how inside this workshop. So please DM me podcast workshop right now, or go to the link in the show notes and we will set you up there, get you registered. And you can learn from me how I not only built the podcast, grew the podcast, but also how I monetize the podcast. It's going to be really amazing. So I hope to see you there. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for making it all the way to the end of this episode. Remember, if you want to have an unshakable business, you must first become an unshakable human. So thanks for letting us help you become unshakable with human design, everybody. We will see you next time. See ya. If you love this episode and you're a fan of the show, please show us the love on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you're listening to the show, and leave us a review. And if you'd like to connect with other entrepreneurs on their human design journey, join our free Facebook community, Human Design for Entrepreneurs. Go to nicolelano.me/podcast links to join the group, book a human design reading with me, or access our free human design resources. We'll see you there.